Howdy folks, High Value DMD. Don't just give me your subscription, but please let me earn it. Let me earn your like and let me earn your comment. I got my van all packed out. We're getting ready to go ski up at Ski Santa Fe tomorrow. Want to jump on here and make a video for you guys about the doom that is modern women and the doom that is modern Christianity. I heard a statistic the other day that was, needless to say, extremely troubling. Apparently, women between the ages of 18 to 24, that age range, there's an estimated about 10% of those women are on OnlyFans, with ranges up to potentially 33% on OnlyFans. And so, if you know, obviously you know what's on OnlyFans, right? It's an adult website, and people make millions of dollars on there. And with the invention of OnlyFans, man, that brought the ability to be a adult star right into everybody's house. Like you can get on there and you can start doing whatever you want, like the click of a button. As soon as you turn 18, you can start being an OnlyFans model, and you can try to aspire to be like all of these other role models in your life, like making millions of dollars online doing OnlyFans. Isn't that crazy, dude? And like, I was in the dating world not too long ago. I got super lucky. I got a great girl, great woman that I got to marry. We both saved ourselves for marriage. Yeah, we stayed the course. We saved ourselves for marriage. It's super hard nowadays. But honestly, like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to find that. I didn't know. Most women, they go and have their little party phase, and really that party phase can start early, dude. It can start early. Needless to say, I was a lifeguard back in the day in high school, and some of those people, men and women, trust me, but some of those people are wild, dude. They get into some wild stuff, drugs, you know what, all that stuff, sex, early. I learned all about that around the lifeguard pool, man. They were stealing money out of the cash register to go drink. Apparently, some of them went skinny dipping up at the pool one night. And, of course, I wasn't there out of principle, too. And one, principle. Two is I was working like 60, 70 hours a week as assistant manager. So I was too exhausted to be having any extracurricular fun. But, dude, like, you know, I was out in the dating world, and I was trying to go on dates. I was on the apps. I was trying to find my way, dude. And you know, I didn't really get into, I didn't get that far with that many women to get on a discussion about previous encounters, like dating relationships or sexual relationships that we have either had or not had. But just thinking back to that, like the X amount of matches I got on social media or on the apps, and then the X amount of dates that I went on, statistically 10% could have been on OnlyFans. And maybe this was a little bit before like the peak of OnlyFans, where you're seeing it in the news all the time. Seems like every other day you see YouTubers talking about OnlyFans. But that's scary, dude. That's scary. And I know young guys out there that are trying to date right now. They're facing this right now. This is the women that they're dealing with. Like modern women, 10% on OnlyFans. Like you throw a rock in a crowd, you're gonna hit an OnlyFans model. That's just like mind blowing, dude. That it's disgusting. It's abhorrent. It shows that where our society is going. Like no wonder men are just doing like kind of left field things, like going to the Greek Orthodox, Russian Orthodox church. They're just like showing up. They're showing up to church, but maybe in different like venues than what you would normally think. They're just showing up like, help me, I'm here, I need something serious in my life, and I'm here. Do you have any decent women to offer? I'm not an Orthodox Christian, I'm an evangelical Christian. But let's segue into religion, dude. I mean, you have this phenomenon with women, like social media is out of control, right? On both sides. Like dudes are doing thirst traps over here. They're doing gym stuff. They're doing like stuff on social media where they're trying to show how much money they have or all this stuff. about how they're trying to sell online courses and they're being deceptive with stuff like that. That should be called out, man. That should be called out. On the other side, you have women, they're doing the thirst trap things, they're in the gym doing all that nonsense. Like, you know, if they're not doing OnlyFans, they're still trying to like seek attention and get that like those views and those likes, and that's wrong too, man. Just to compare yourself to everybody, you know, to covet other people's things, you know, like it's almost like give me attention when really what should we be doing as Christians, right? Giving God our attention, have our focus on Him, have our mission on Him, everything pointing towards Him, man. But I think whereas like the men struggle with other things over here, like the women have certain things, and man, it's this attention stuff, it's this OnlyFans, and it's just a freaking mess, dude. And churches aren't talking about this, pastors aren't talking about this, and it's so easy in a church for pastors to beat up on the guys, right? They'll go on and talk about, men, you're struggling with this. Men, step up. Be the leader of your home. Lead your family. Initiate this. Do this. Do this. You're not enough. You're not doing enough. And you know, that's probably true for a lot of men. I on this channel, I talk about how men need to improve. They need to do better. All of that. I'm a believer in that. Guys need a certain bit of tough love, and they need to be pushed to be excellent. So I'm with that, dude. I'm with that. I have that mentality. But when it comes to talking about women and what they should be doing or the sins that they're struggling with, I swear every single time there's always like a almost like a tone, a reprehensive, not reprehensive, but like an apprehensive tone when you're approaching those subjects regarding women and their issues. And all of that has to do with the backdrop of like third wave, first, second, third wave feminism, postmodernism, all of those things, where even like in conservative evangelical churches, these dude pastors don't want like a revolt of the women in their church. They don't want them like chimping out on them, dude, writing them a bunch of emails, letters, coming to their office. And to be honest, a lot of these women have their men by the ball sack as it is, because a lot of the dudes are they have no sack, they have no T within their body, just trace amounts of T. And so the women never get talked to. They never get told how it is. There's always a sugarcoating or dancing around it, pivot back towards the men, lay it all on the dudes, you know, come back and really, if there's any talk about what women should be doing or how they should improve, it really comes, it has a positive. They always throw in a positive in order to not dwell on the negative too much. I've noticed that, man. I've noticed that. And you know what? In church, the main service with all the young, the middle-aged, the old, they need to be talking about freaking OnlyFans and this statistic and the sexual immorality in this world. Talk about the guys, but they need to talk about the women too. Because that is, I just couldn't get over that, man. That is the craziest thing to me. Like a pastor could literally point out in the crowd, into the youth group, into the college group, and say like, odds are there's somebody in this room on OnlyFans. They're like, you know, it's not to say like that you're a horrible person or anything, but like this needs to be reformed, dude. This needs to have like some positive encouragement away from that towards moral values, towards good, positive moral reasoning. Nothing can ever be corrected if it's not discussed and talked about. And yeah, it can be uncomfortable to think that, oh, you know, that like these wonderful, perfect looking women over here that they can do no wrong. You know, that's easy to say. I guess the pastor doesn't want to go home to an angry wife, ticked off wife. I guess that's what it is, dude. But modern Christianity, if we cannot call out women in what they're doing wrong, and we're only calling out men, we will never progress. We will never be a strong, functioning unit. Like, a Christian church will not function if it's full of just like feminist light talk. Just sugary coated, dude. I mean, like, what can you do? What can you do? And there's a reason why these dudes are showing up to these Orthodox churches, because they're not gonna get a bunch of watered down, a bunch of niceties, dude. They're gonna get told to straighten up, but there's not gonna be any soft talk towards, oh, you can do no wrong, whatever. It's crazy, dude. 10% man. 10%. These seniors in high school, these women, they are seeing this and like, oh, I'm gonna get on OnlyFans. I'm gonna make some money. I gotta rent's due, and it's crazy because like some of these models, like they in some articles I was reading, they say, oh, well, I got to retire my parents. My dad doesn't have to work hard anymore. Let me tell you something, dude. If a dad accepts that money, and maybe he's a bricklayer, maybe he's a construction worker, but if a dad accepts that money and allows his daughter to be doing crazy stuff on the internet, if he lets his daughter retire him, if that's the legacy that he's going to retire on, shame on him. Shame on him. Only in the Western world would you see fathers, the heads of the household, so to speak, allowing their daughters to pay for them to go sit in a hot tub, fly to Jamaica, whatever, go on a cruise in the Mediterranean, on paid for with the body of his daughter. Like that's freaking crazy, dude. I'd rather live in squalor. I would rather live in freaking squalor than accept that. I would be disowning my daughter if I had a daughter. I would never speak to her again until she repents, until she turns back to Jesus Christ, man. Because that money, that's cursed. That is cursed money. There's no other way to say that, man. That's freaked up. That's all I got to say. Good luck, man. Hey, this is a good little dose of doom for you. Good luck out there dating. Good luck out there in church. I hope it goes well for you. Be that positive change. That's all I can say. Get in the freaking gym. Get under a bar. Lift some weight. And work on yourself. Get some education. And, dude, I mean, pray that this turns around. Because, like, this is not getting fixed till Jesus comes back, I guess. He can't come back soon enough. And with that, I will leave you. Hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like. And I hope I earned your comment. Let me know what you think below. Until next time.